is Columbus Copeland. I want to share my favorite story with you from within my book titled "The Art of Overcoming." It happened one morning between me and my high school guidance counselor. She asked me, she said, "Columbus, what are your plans when you graduate from high school?" Even though it's been 38 years ago, but I can still see her right now in my mind's eye. She said, Columbus Copeland, you can't handle college. She said, the best thing for you to do is go to Piedmont Technical College and take up brick mason. My God, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was in a state of shock. To every young person who watching this video throughout this entire world, I want to talk with you about a word that's called passion. When you're passionate about your dreams, your passion will cause other people to move on your behalf. Because of my passion, drive, and determination to get a full basketball scholarship, it moved my high school basketball coach to act on my behalf. I don't have time to tell you all the story, but I received a full basketball scholarship from Emmanuel Junior College in Franklin Springs, Georgia on May 30th, 1979. Okay, picture this circumstance that I was facing on May 31st, 1979. I never will forget it. I had a full basketball scholarship in one hand. In the other hand, I needed 18 units to graduate from high school. On May 31st, 1979, I only had 17 units. I was 1 unit shy of graduating from high school. To say that I was devastated is an understatement. I was beyond devastated. Not only was I devastated, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed, but despite being embarrassed and devastated, I never talked down to myself. You see, young people, you must understand something. That when you are facing the circumstance that I was facing on May 31st, 1979, you're going to need all the energy you can to will yourself to victory. So here's what I did. Okay, in order for me to graduate from high school, I had to pass my algebra test. Oh, and by the way, I only had a D in algebra. And I had exactly 1 week to prepare for my algebra test. But here's what's so nerve-wracking about everything that took place that entire week. I took my algebra test on June 7th, 1979. But I had to wait till graduation night, June the 8th, to find out if I passed my test or not. You talking about nervous. Oh my God, I was nervous. But I thank God for my algebra teacher, Miss Linda Mills. Miss Mills stayed with me and tutored me for 2 hours on Monday and Tuesday. And she stayed with me and tutored me on that Wednesday, the day before I took my algebra test, for 3 hours. That's time she could have been using to doing something else for her own. But I thank God for Miss Mills. We need more teachers like Miss Mills. Boy, the night of graduation, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. My God, I was so nervous. But when I saw there wasn't a star by Columbus Lee Copeland, which indicated you didn't graduate from high school, boy, I wanted to shout all over that place. But I would love to share my story with your young people, especially your male athletes. You see, I graduated during an era where grades was important, but not like they are today. College coaches don't care how great you are. If you don't have the grades, young people, you will not step 1 foot on their college campus. So I would love to share my story with your young people, especially your young black males. I don't apologize for saying that. It seems like, they're in dire need. Young black males are in dire need to have someone to motivate them, to empower them, to uplift them. I've never seen anything like I'm seeing right now with our young black males. So you can go to my website, www.columbuscopeland.com, and plus booking. If you want to reach me by phone, 980-230-1234. That's www.columbuscopeland.com. If you want to reach me by my phone number, dial 980-230-1234. In 2010, I received one of the most heartfelt letter and nicest letter that I can receive about my book. About my book. Unfortunately, it was from a young man who was serving a 30-year prison sentence for manslaughter. He said, "Mr. Copeland, your book changed my life." He said, "Mr. Copeland, every single time I feel myself becoming discouraged," he said, "I read your book." Boy, when that young man said that, it brought tears to my eyes. It brought tears to my eyes because unfortunately, God knows exactly what we need when we need it. It was during a period where I felt like I wasn't making a difference in people's lives. But God placed that young man in my life, to tell me those words. So, unfortunately, I misplaced his letter after a year. Reading the letter, to kids, and when I'm talking about when those kids heard that letter, this young man talked about the importance, of making good decisions. When I say even the hardcore kids was crying. But unfortunately, after a year, I misplaced this letter. And that has been tearing me up for the past 17 years. So I appeal to you, for those of you who have family members, friends, and loved ones that's inside of prison, would you please consider purchasing them a book for them? I would greatly appreciate it. Here's my email address, ccopeland1us@yahoo.com. Here's what I'm going to do. Send me an email, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send them not only going to autograph their book, but I'm going to send them a full-page letter encouraging them to hang in there while they're serving time in prison. My friend, me of all people certainly don't have any right to look down on anyone who's serving time in prison. If it wasn't for the grace of God and prayers from my grandparents and my parents, I certainly would have been locked up too for all the stuff I've done in my lifetime. So send me an email, ccopeland1us@yahoo.com, ccopeland1us@yahoo.com. And I'm going, if you want to purchase a book, go to www.columbuscopeland.com and purchase a book there. Now, I want to talk with you about a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. And that topic is bullying and teasing. To all my young people who are currently being tormented and tortured of being bullied and teased on a daily basis, my God, my heart goes out to you. You see, as a child growing up in South Carolina, in Clinton, South Carolina, I had a speech impediment. I had a severe stuttering problem. And there was many nights as a 10-year-old child, I cried until I cried myself to sleep. And asking myself, why can't I talk like the other children? Why do I have to stutter? But young people, let me tell you something. Please, I please and beg with you right now, please don't take your life because you're being bullied and teased on a daily basis. Please don't take your life. If anybody would have told me, this Columbus Copeland standing here right now, that would be going around the country and speaking to people, I would have laughed at you. Here's what you understand, young people. I couldn't complete a sentence without stuttering. This is painful for me to talk about it even right now. I couldn't even complete a sentence without stuttering. Do you hear me? So suicide is permanent. Suicide is permanent. You don't make a permanent decision based off something that's temporary. Trust me, the teasing and the bullying would stop. It would stop. I know you don't feel like it right now, but your right now is not your future. Your right now is not forever. God, Jeremiah 29:11. But I know the plans I have for you, declared the Lord. The plan to give you hope in the future and not harm you. The plan to prosper you. God got a plan for you, young people. There's no way anyone could have ever convinced me that God has blessed me to speak in every major city throughout this country. And I have an opportunity to speak to over 38 states these past 25 years, including the U.S. Virgin Islands. There's no way every time I get on a plane, young people, I have to pinch myself to know if this is real, what I'm living right now. This was a dream to me. So here's what you understand. Because I scored so low on the college placement test, had to take remedial math and remedial English. Do you understand that? And due to me having a 1.5 grade point average, I was placed on academic probation during my freshman year while at Emmanuel Junior College in Franklin Springs, Georgia in 1979. Do you understand that? How mind-boggling is this? I've written 7 books already. A high school guidance counselor didn't think much of me. She told me I had to go take take up brick mason instead of going to college. But yet and still, I've received my college degree from Evangel College in Springfield, Missouri on May 10th, 1984. God has a plan for you. There's no way anybody could ever convince me that I would be living the dream that I'm living right now. This is a dream for me. There's no way anybody could ever convince me that I'll be doing what I'm doing right now. This Columbus Copeland, who parents only had a 7th and 8th grade education. This Columbus Copeland that was placed on academic probation during his freshman year at Emmanuel Junior College. This Columbus Copeland, standing here right now, there's no way anybody could have ever convinced me that I've written 7 books already. There's no way. God has a plan for you. To every young person who may be watching this video, I want you to point at me and say, Columbus Copeland, if you can do it, I can do it. Young people, I'm telling you, there's no way anybody could ever convince me that I would receive in 2011 the key to the city by the mayor of Abbeville and Abbeville, South Carolina. There's no way anybody could ever convince me I would receive the key to the city from the mayor of Abbeville and Abbeville, South Carolina. There's no way anybody could ever convince me. This is my pride and joy. There's no way anybody could ever convince me I would receive the prestigious Citation Award from the state of North Carolina for my workforce, for my efforts in the workforce industry. There's no way. There's no way. This is the same award that was given to President John F. Kennedy and President Harry S. Truman for their workforce, for their efforts in the workforce also. And I said in my acceptance speech, I said, there's no way anybody in the entire world I would imagine that this Columbus Copeland standing here right now, the guy that couldn't get a sentence, complete a sentence without stuttering, this Columbus Copeland right here, that parents only had a 7th and 8th grade education, this Columbus Copeland right here, that was the first person in his immediate family to graduate from high school. This same Columbus Copeland that would receive the Citation Award. There's no way anyone could ever convince me that one day my name would be mentioned with U.S. President like John F. Kennedy and Harry S. Truman. There's no way. So young people, let me tell you something. I know your right now, like I said, your right now is not your future. Your right now is not your future. My God, please, whatever you do, don't take your life. Suicide is permanent. Don't make a permanent decision based off something temporary. Trust me, they're going to stop. It's going to stop. Eventually, it's going to stop. It's going to stop. Okay, and my second training is an 8-week entrepreneurship training that's geared towards teens. You got to bring me in for that training. We not only we're going to talk about entrepreneurship, we're going to talk about soft skills also. And to me, in my opinion, that's where our young people are missing it today. They don't have any soft skills. They so easy to give up, and they're so easy to throw the towel in. And so we want to focus on soft skills. My business partner, Dr. Anita Defoe, and I have created a Soft Skills Academy like you've never seen before in your whole entire life. This Soft Skills Academy, our Soft Skills Academy, are going to give your young people an in-depth detail about their soft skills. We're going to give the when they leave our Soft Skills Academy, they'll be able to know their strength and weaknesses. Okay, so if you want to bring me in for that, you go to my website again, www.columbuscopeland.com, and press booking, to bring me in for that. Okay. And in my final workshop that took place, that's called Breaking Negative Generational Family Cycles. This workshop derived one night when I was in Mississippi. I was doing several years ago, doing a workshop in Mississippi. And this 12-year-old boy stood up and said, "Mr. Copeland, I want to be the first man in my family not to go to jail." Boy, when that kid said that, it brought the entire room. I think there was about 400 people in that workshop that night. And it brought the entire room to a complete silence. No one said a single word for nearly 5 minutes. His goal was to be the first man in his family to not to go to jail. Boy, for several months, that kid stayed on my mind. 12-year-old kid stayed on my, I couldn't get this kid off my mind. And that's how this workshop developed, breaking negative generation family cycles. This is a great workshop for family reunion. No, this is family reunion time now. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take the males in your family, and I'm going to, bring them, take them off to, ourselves. We're going to do a workshop, man. We're going to, go into that, and to me, that's where everything started at, with the males. With the males, within your family. And here's what nobody's not talking about it anymore. Nobody's not talking about the family last name, to protect your family last name. When I was growing up, your last name meant something. And now nobody's talking about it. Why aren't we talking about your last name now? Nobody's talking about the last name, protecting your last name. It was my father, when I went to the first grade, he let me know. He called me Columbus Lee. My name is Columbus Lee Copeland. The people on Bird Drive call me Columbus Lee. You got to say it real fast. He said, Columbus Lee, don't mess our last name up. So I understood about the last name. You see, when I walked across that stage to get my high school diploma on June 8th, 1979, when I walked across that stage to get my college degree, to receive my college degree, on May 10th, 1984, I understood what was going on. When I walked across the stage, the entire Copeland family walked across the stage with me. Because I understood about the last name, protecting your last name. And I did everything I could that was humanly possible to protect my last name. My last name means something to me. To me, my last name means something. It means the world to me. The Copeland last name. I wear it with pride, baby. I wear it with pride, young people. And so we need to get back to that. What is your last name? Your last name should mean something. We need to start talking about that, and that's the first thing I'm going to do. With our men, to talk about the last name. What are your last name? What kind of negative things that's been destroying your family for generation after generation? We're going to identify those things. Not only are we going to identify those things, but we also allow you to break the negative generation cycle. But we're also going to talk about how to instill the positive. When I say, man, this workshop is powerful, my God, this is powerful. Then we're going to bring everybody back together. I'm going to identify another female, from my team of experts, to work with the young ladies and with your women, of your program, and I'm sorry, of your family. And then we're going to bring everybody back together again toward the end of the night. Boy, you talking about powerful? I'm telling you, this is a powerful workshop. So, again, man, I thank you so much for allowing me to speak to you today. And I hope I said something that inspire you. And I just hope I said something, to inspire you, especially your young people. And this, it's been said, young people are 60% of our population, but they're 100% of our future. Here's what back to bullying and teasing. I can't get it out. I'm starting to stutter again. I couldn't get it out. But anyhow, back to bullying and teasing. They're only 15% of the kids who do the bullying and teasing. We have to do something to empower this 75%. We have to do something. That's why it's critical that I come in and talk with you. You see, now, thank you, Holy Spirit. For 25 years, I allowed my stuttering condition to control my life. It dominated my life for 25 years. I can't get those years back. And often I was just, as a 10-year-old child, I would asking myself, why am I being teased, about my stuttering condition? Why can't I talk like the other children? But now as a grown man, 46 years later, at the age of 56, I understand it a little bit better now, young people. You see, I had to go through it. There's no way I could escape it. I had to go through it. You see, there's over 7.4 billion people on the face of this earth. Everybody when God created you, He gave you time and purpose. And every single person that's on the face of this earth, all 7.4 billion people, God gave us time and He gave us purpose. He gave us a certain amount of time to fulfill His assignment. So now I know I was created for this. I was created for this. I was born to do this. To empower you, to give you skills and techniques to help you combat bullying and teasing. I know that. There's no doubt in my mind I was born to do this. So again, for those of you who are going to purchase a book from for your relatives, friends and loved ones who currently serving time in prison, I want to thank you in advance for purchasing a book from them for them. And again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. My God, I love you so much. Thank you.